Well,
back.
this is annoying. I mean, we literally had it scheduled.
We had 15 people on
We
there.
had it. I literally have links now that are not going to work because it's linked to the last live stream. So here we are talking to nobody. This is ridiculous. What the heck was that all about? Okay, we got one person back. Hi, guys. Or guy, or girl. I don't know what the heck happened, guys. That was so weird.
We had the phone resting against something metal.
Hi,
so
Sandy.
we wonder if maybe it was like the sound was ricocheting off the.
I know, but it doesn't make sense that it would just loop. Like all the sound was just looping
Yeah,
over and over and over and over again. That doesn't make sense.
because it was bouncing off.
It
this
went
and going
out
back
and
into
came
the
back
phone.
in. Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, it was very weird. But that has never happened before. So now we lost that live stream. Yeah, that was interesting.
Hopefully everybody comes back.
Yeah, hopefully. Hi guys, we're back, and I don't hear any feedback. So
I put a blanket on the back of the stand that we have, so hopefully that works out.
Right. And Shirley's here.
It was weird.
It was very weird, Nicole. I've never heard that happen before. It was like this weird looping feedback that just kind of just kept going and going and going. Yeah, you were looping for me. Yeah, we were. Yes, we were definitely looping for you. Hi, Beth. You're back. I'm glad to see you made it back. I know the link now that's on my Instagram is not going to work, but hopefully, if anybody comes through, they'll be able to see that we're live. Good. I'm glad that you can hear us better. Oh, goodness, that was frustrating. Sorry about that. But anyway, we are here. Okay, good. Thank you, Nicole. As you can see in the background, I'm moving. You can see that we have a fireplace and a wood stove, so it's very cozy. And my face is red because it is pretty dang warm. Hi, Melanie. Hi. Got all caught up in your videos. Well, you did. Let's see. There's 76 videos that are. There's way more than 76, but there's 76 of them that we had posted. That's a lot of videos to watch. Thank you. Hello, Rick. Thanks, Sandy. Anyway, what we were saying is that it's very warm in here. A lot of people are always concerned about us here at the inn. They think that we're going to be freezing to death. But the truth of it is, with this wood stove behind us, it gets extremely hot. And if people are familiar with running a wood stove, it can get so hot that you have to open your windows. That's where it gets in here sometimes. And it is very warm in here right now. Though, I must say, we don't have any heat in our bedroom. This house is 230 years old, and there's never been heat in that bedroom.
Right, there's not even like a
Not a
remnant of
vent.
anything.
There's no vent in the floor for heat to go up. But honestly, I don't mind. I like it cold. We just have an electric blanket, and it keeps us pretty toasty most nights. But this weekend's supposed to be 25 below, or even more actually. So we'll see how that goes. What are you doing, babe?
I'm gonna try to find the live stream so I can.
It's right there.
read the comments.
Are you going to share it? You can read the comments right here. Do you run a fan to distribute the heat? Yes. Do you see Chelsea in the background? Honey, can you move over that way a little bit? There's a fan right there. Yes. That will distribute the heat, and it also keeps the pipe and the mantle cool because it gets so hot that, you know, everything around it gets really, really hot. So the fan will keep the wall and the mantle cool. Yeah, it's cold. Hello, New Hampshire Coffee. Greetings, New Hampshire Coffee.
Ooh.
Is that my favorite coffee company? The one that makes spicy eggnog and Death by Chocolate?
Oh, Death by Chocolate?
Yeah.
Ooh, you guys are the best.
I was gonna say, if that's you guys, you're my favorite. But even if not, I do like coffee too, so I mean, you know. So what's up with everybody tonight? We didn't have any kind of like dialogue or anything set up. I just said have your questions ready. If you had any questions for us, we'd be happy to answer them. But ultimately, we wanted to come on with a scheduled live stream because the last time we did it, you know, we only had a handful of people, which was fine. We didn't mind. We enjoyed talking to you guys. But everybody suggested that we plan a live stream just to see what would go on and that more people would come. Rick says, you are two cool people.
She loves my t-shirt.
Yes.
See, I'm wearing my Lemster Inn t-shirt. It's literally the inn.
It says, I love your t-shirt, Micaiah.
Yep.
Awesome.
I'm reading all the comments.
Oh, are
right
you?
now.
As long as you keep the volume down, yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
I know, it's hard to see the comments and talk with you guys at the same time. because I'm blind, as you guys know, if you've been following us long enough.
Robin said they don't have any heat in their bedroom either.
Yeah, isn't that funny, Robin?
We kind of like it though.
I like it for sure.
That's why I said kind of.
Wait, so so New Hampshire Coffee says sure is.
Sure
You're the
is.
same.
Oh.
I'm constant. I don't know if you've seen if New Hampshire Coffee, if you're still on. I don't know if you've seen. I've plugged your coffee so many times on my Instagram, and I'm always like, I am not a sponsor or anything with New Hampshire Coffee. I just absolutely love it. So yeah, we love your coffee. I just drank it tonight. We had Death by Chocolate, and I just bought spicy eggnog from one of our store, the Claremont Spice Shop. They had a couple of the spicy eggnog left, so I grabbed them because I knew that I probably wouldn't see it again until eggnog season. But anyway, enough about the New Hampshire Coffee. We'll send you shirts with your next order.
Oh,
yeah.
yay.
Cool. Let's see. I like it cold at night with lots of blankets. Yes. That's the way I like it too. I like it. It's funny because he'll pick on me sometimes. I like it really, really cold, but then I like to cover up. So it's like, you know. But I think I like it that way instead of hot and then.
So LS1212. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to come up with a nickname for you because what should we call it? I'm just gonna say 1212 from now on.
LS1212?
Never been to New Hampshire, but your videos make me want to visit. Yes, I highly recommend it.
Oh, yeah.
Maine is beautiful too. Vermont's beautiful.
Yes, New England's beautiful, but yes, New Hampshire. You need to come and visit because
It's the Granite State.
New Hampshire has everything, right?
Right.
We've got you've got ocean front. Like we have some. How many miles? I think we have a really short. What is it? Beach, but we still have ocean. Yeah, but Hampton, but it's the smallest seacoast or smallest. What do you call it? Ocean beach. Hello, I'm glad I'm finally seeing your live planning. It definitely helps. Your YouTube even lets you put on notifications for the live. Yeah, well, if you were here a little earlier, we had it all set up. It just kind of malfunctioned, so we had to like start another one. But anyway, I was saying about New Hampshire is yes, you need to come because we have everything. Lakes, we even have the ocean, we have mountains, we have the valleys, we have everything. It's beautiful. Spring or summer, though, be a visit. I would say if those are your only choices, I'd say summer.
Yeah.
I'd say summer, even though spring is really nice, but fall, of course, everybody usually says come in the fall. Being so close, I take New Hampshire for granted. Oh, you're always the funny guy. You're always the funny guy. I took my kids to an amusement park in New Hampshire when we lived in Massachusetts. Yeah, Canopy Lake Park. Yes, that's right, Canopy Lake. We always used to bring our kids to Storyland when they were little. I happen to know that you have a quilt. You do know that you have a quilt.
We have an Afghan. What else?
Well, yeah, we have quilts and Afghans. Yeah, Robin, she made us a beautiful quilt. If you haven't seen it, or if many of you have seen our videos, and Robin is the one that made that beautiful quilt for us. Canopy Lake Park in Windham, New Hampshire. Yes.
Yeah, Rick says he has the same shirt. Yeah, Rick, you won the contest
for his birthday.
Summer.
His birthday? No, it was your birthday.
Oh yeah, in the fall.
November. Yeah, there was a birthday giveaway. Beth, it probably was Canopy Lake Park.
It was. They confirmed it was Canopy Lake Park in Windham, New Hampshire.
And we used to go to that too when the kids were older. But now that our kids are all grown up, we don't go there anymore. I don't know what happened. We told them not to grow up, but they didn't listen. Hey, I have a T-shirt like Micah's. Oh yeah, you were just saying that, right, Rick?
Yeah. Yeah. So this has got a picture of the inn. I don't know if you guys
can
see it.
It's got wood chips all over it.
That's the inn right there.
I work about a mile from I'm sorry, it faded. What did it say? I work a mile from where?
I work about a mile from Canopy.
Oh yeah, Cancer, right around there. Very nice. All right, so where's everybody from tonight? We already know that someone is not from New Hampshire and that they watch our videos. But where are you guys from? Beth says we went to a big beach with a long boardwalk. It was really crowded. Does Hampton sound right?
Yeah,
that's about
probably.
right. Because that's the only
or Portsmouth, right?
Well, no, that wouldn't be the beach in Portsmouth. No, Hampton Beach is right on the ocean.
There's beaches in Portsmouth.
But with the long boardwalk would be Hampton Beach.
Hampton, right.
Are you both from New Hampshire? I was born in Massachusetts, grew up in New Hampshire, but we see Minnesota. Yes, Hampton.
Ooh, Indiana, wow.
Pennsylvania here. Canopy, yes, Canopy Lake Park. I'm from Dortmund, Germany. Are you is that where you are now, currently? Or are you saying that's where you're originally from, or that's where you're saying you're from now? Barrington, New Hampshire. Honey, where is Barrington? I feel like we've been to Barrington, New Hampshire.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. I'm currently living in California, but originally from Canada. Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here tonight. Do you guys have any questions? I know a lot of you have seen our videos, and we've been, posting our basically, what do you call it? Our day-to-day kind of life stuff. And you see that Micaiah is busy out in the workshop getting his electric together.
Yeah.
And it's majorly cold here. It's winter, so there's not a lot for us to do. But we're talking about getting chickens now, so that's something that's kind of on the forefront. PA girl spent 3 years in Massachusetts near Pittsburgh now.
So there's a couple of people said they were from California.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, were you from Northern California or Southern California? Because like when Evelyn was living in LA, we did some road trips, like day trips, and Southern California was like desert everywhere, and then Northern California actually kind of reminded me of here. I mean, other than I guess the trees were different. There's a lot of evergreens, but they were like really big.
Yeah.
We went up north. We went through Fresno. We went up to, I think we went to, what's that state park up there with El Capitan?
Oh, that was
Yosemite.
closed. Yosemite, yeah.
It was closed because of COVID. And of course, we
Yes.
never looked on the website to check, but we had fun anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, that was during that time.
Oh,
Desert.
she's from Los Angeles.
Oh, wow. Desert Cali girl. Sandy is. Oh,
Yep.
This is better. Hello. Hello, Gina. I'm Southern California. Husband's from Northern Cal. It's a vast state. Everything desert, ocean, and mountain.
Yep.
The best is the kids like Camden Beach. And no sales tax. And Yosemite it fades on me. Who's from Yosemite?
Let's see. Southern California. Husband's from Northern California, vast state, and has everything desert, ocean, mountain. Oh, Yosemite, right?
Yeah.
Sandy Hart.
Nice. So like we were saying, or I was saying, our next venture is chickens. And a lot of you, I've been asking a lot of advice from people because I've never had chickens. I've always wanted chickens. And that was kind of the goal, one of the goals that we were going to do when we came here was to have chickens. So I've been asking people to give me suggestions and advice about what to do and what not to do. And so I've been getting a lot. Oh, about the orchard, Robin. That's not going to happen this year because you can tell them.
Well, Richard and I are trying to clear the scrub trees that were out back. There was just a bunch of poplars and stuff growing up, and he said that it'll be a good couple years before we can actually plant over there. So, and that's where we wanted to have the orchard down there, just beyond the bees. But we do plan on putting some more berry bushes in, and we're thinking about replacing or adding to the peach trees as well, because the peach trees are kind of falling apart. So,
But as far as like the orchard, I'd love to get started on it. I would. But I guess we have to wait a couple years to get the soil ready. But I kind of want to start planting apple trees along the stone walls, just like
we
the
might
old
be able
days.
to, yeah.
So maybe we can plant some up there just so we have them
Right.
to get them going. Not
Right.
that we have to put a bunch of them, but we, on our property we already have. We do have
Yeah.
blueberries. We have actually a pretty good sizable amount of blueberry bushes, and they do really, really well here.
We
I'm
planted a bunch
excited by
of
'em.
raspberry bushes last
Yeah, we've
season,
got raspberries.
and we planted them at the beginning of what?
In the spring, I got them
End
in
of
the
the
spring.
spring, and then we ended up getting a few berries off them, or like right off. So.
And from what I saw, at least from what I researched, raspberry bushes, they're like the most forgiving plant that you can plant. Like, you can just stick it in the ground, the vine, and it'll just grow like crazy and should do well. So we'll see. We planted some pear trees this past spring. We have some old apple trees already all around the property. We have 2 beautiful peach trees, guys. Super delicious peach trees, but unfortunately they're like at the end of their lives.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we'll get another season out of them, but we definitely want to plant more peach trees. Surprisingly, peaches grow great up here.
They are unbelievable. I mean,
Yeah.
people rave about them.
Yeah, people knock on my door all the time and ask me if they can have some peaches. Or even if they can pick up the peaches on the ground that fall off the tree, because there's so many. So, Northern Cali girl, Cupertino. I'm sorry, I can't read. Living in Missouri. Nice. That's quite a difference, though. California to Missouri for sure.
Cupertino. I remember seeing that on the map.
Yes, fresh peaches are delicious. Yes, freeze the blueberries, enjoy them all winter. Listen, I want to do that, but what happens is I eat them all. So before winter comes, the blueberries are gone. But he makes me, he has in the past made me blueberry jam. He's like the jam king. He makes raspberry jam, blueberry jam, and hopefully this year, if we have
Yeah.
enough raspberries, he'll make
Well,
some more
she's
raspberry
taken
jam.
over on the jelly.
Well,
and
jellies.
jams.
I've never made jams,
Oh.
guys. He's the jam maker. So, but last year was kind of a crazy year, so we didn't get any jams made. But, yeah, the blueberries don't last long. I eat them up quite a bit. I love them.
Plus, we have to spend time to harvest them, and we just didn't have a whole lot of time.
Oh, this
year.
past year we didn't have a lot of time. You know, unfortunately, a lot of them just went by on the bush. I begged people to come over and pick them because they were just sitting there, and they're such beautiful berries. But
Chelsea said, "I've tried peaches, and they consistently get blighted." I
Oh.
don't really know. I mean, it's funny. We're not really experts in fruit trees,
I
but
know,
the
negative
ones
20.
that we inherited here, just, I mean, last year and this year, they were just phenomenal. I mean, unbelievable.
yeah, we didn't do anything to them. We didn't water them. We did nothing. They were just here. When we bought it, I think the last owner Steve planted them,
Yeah.
and they're just beautiful, beautiful peach trees, with no issues. Yes, it is work. Yeah.
We're definitely planting a full garden this year. She
I
was
got all
thinking
my
about
seeds,
going
guys.
smaller, but I don't want to go smaller. I think I'd like to just use the same space and spread out the same amount. Definitely less tomatoes. We had a lot of tomatoes.
Well, again, last year with everything crazy with my health and all that stuff, people gave me so many plants, so I didn't want to waste anything. We planted everything that we had, or at least that we could, and so yeah, we had tons and tons and tons of tomatoes. But I saved the seeds to my favorite, which were Rutgers tomatoes. Big, huge, juicy, meaty, fleshy, sweet tomatoes, and so I'm hoping that I can plant them this year and see what we get from those, and some cherry tomatoes this year too. But yeah, I got all my seeds in, guys. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I needed that I didn't get. I want to get seed potatoes. I want to plant a lot more potatoes because I planted some this past season just to see how they would do, and they did fantastic. And I would love to do a lot more. We eat a lot of potatoes,
Yeah.
and they were so good. So it would be amazing. So I think that's one thing that I want to plant that I haven't got yet: the seed potatoes.
We have to spend some more time with the bees this season.
We need to
Gotta
get.
do a little more research.
Yep. Make sure. Hopefully, we can winter these bees the next time. I hope to pay a visit this year, perhaps on Old Home Day. Yeah, plum trees do well in New Hampshire. Yes, I
Yes.
want a plum tree guy. I don't. Your mom had one, right? I think
No,
your mom had some
well,
plum trees.
Where I used to work, there was a plum tree right outside the door. It's a huge company, and they just had a plum tree outside, and every other year, every other year we were able
Yeah.
to eat them. They were delicious.
We actually have some apricot trees here, and we were told by the owner, you know, the one that we bought the house from, that they only produce fruit like every 3 years. So he told us they didn't this past year. So Lord willing,
Lord willing,
we will get some this coming year. And he said there's so much you can't even believe it. And he said that he made apricot and peach jam, and he said that is amazing. So hopefully we get a lot of apricots, and we'll be doing a lot of different kinds of cooking, and I don't know, whatever we can figure out what we can do with apricots.
Yep. So Jackie told you I was working in the workshop. I got the the sub panel wired in. It's all ready to go. So I'm making really good progress in there. It won't be long. I'll have my wire run for my table saw, and then I get to put my floor down, and then I'll get after my table saw is actually down the road at a friend of mine's house. I got to pick it up when I put the floor down. So that'll be the centerpiece of my workshop.
I know, it's like, I don't know how he's been doing it all this time without a workshop. I think mainly because he's been focusing mostly on the foundation, which doesn't necessarily require, you know, electricity or tools that you need to, you know, wood or whatever. He's been doing a lot of.
Yeah, I mean the table saw. Some of those tools are geared toward like fine carpentry, like building cabinets and different things. So For most things, I can get away with a skill saw or
Right.
whatever.
And that's another side that you guys, unless you've watched all our videos and have gone way back and may not remember that Micaiah is quite the cabinet maker. He makes furniture and cabinets. He made cabinets in my kitchen, beautiful custom cabinets. He's made me furniture. I showed you guys, I think, one time the shaker tables he made me, the matching shaker tables that are in our bedroom. He's made a beautiful, beautiful shaker style cabinet for someone, which once we redo the kitchen, he'll be doing a lot of that in my kitchen, guys,
Yeah.
which I can't wait for you guys to see his craftsmanship. But yeah, he can do everything. And not only can he do everything, he's good at everything. And not only good, excellent. So he's just that kind of person. Like, he's just hands-on and everything is.
There's definitely some overlap with the trade that I spent 25 years in, and I'm the type of person that if I put my name on something, I want it to be the best that I can do. So I'll spend the time to do it right and to make it look nice. Like when I do a woodworking project, I don't want to just slap something together so somebody says, "Oh, that's a nice thing that you made." I want them to think that, we bought them at the furniture store.
Yeah, you
or
want them to
something.
be like, "Whoa, you made that?"
Yeah.
And that's usually how it goes. So anyway, that'll be hopefully when your workshop is pulled together, they can start to see some of that really cool stuff that you do.
So Chelsea asked what exactly happened to the foundation. We have a traditional colonial foundation, which is random rubble, or it's a stone foundation. I would say ours is a little bit better than random rubble. It's flat stones, long flat stones that are sort of coursed, which means they kind of overlap like brickwork, and sections of it have failed, and the dirt behind it through all the freeze thaw cycles has pushed the foundation in those areas, so we had to repair those. We still have some to repair.
I think on this past video, if you didn't watch this video that I just posted today, I think it's episode 77. There's a part in the basement where he's down there and we're kind of talking about the wall that's kind of like bulged out and buckling. You can see the stone wall failing in the front of the house, but there was a whole side of the house, like where the dance hall, dining hall part, tavern area of the house literally was falling in, caving in. It was the whole thing basically,
Yeah.
all the way around. So he's secured most of it already.
Yeah.
Him and Richard.
Yeah, the concrete
Yeah.
out back was just pushing into the basement. It was really muddy out there, and Richard helped me a lot with the excavator, and we ended up pouring a whole new foundation on that section, and then we also put drainage inside and out.
Yeah, and that's kind of what has to happen out front too. I mean, that's part of the problem, is that there has to be drainage because the water's one of the biggest culprits of like pulling the dirt out, right, and moving the earth. It's freezing, it's thawing, the water's running. So if you can divert the water, you're gonna avoid a lot of that problem.
Well, like if you had a bottle of water,
So Betty.
like a brand new bottle of water, and you put it in the freezer, and chances are it would explode the bottle, because it's just when the water turns to ice, it expands. So that kind of stuff happens underground in New England, especially. So your foundation really has to have a proper footing, and it has to be beyond the frost line in order to really do what it's supposed to do. And drainage is really important in New England. So, of course, 230 years later,
Well,
it's in need of attention.
Someone asked you, had it been touched or fixed at all?
Most of the main house is original. There's some concrete on the back wall.
All right along the dance
And
hall.
then there's some concrete on the far end here, but there's still granite. There's still quite a
So
bit
when
of
do you
granite.
think that was done? Like, do you think it was done in the early 1900s?
Yeah, I think it was the 30s or 40s, because the concrete was, you can tell what older concrete looks like. There's like a lot more random aggregate in it. It's not like all one size aggregate. And there's no rebar in it, which is common practice now
Yeah.
when you pour concrete. So given those things, I kind of took a guess.
Yeah.
Well, plus some information that I thought you.
I think we found a piece of newspaper in the wall.
Oh, that's right,
that was
yeah.
closed up, and I think it was from the 1920s, guys.
Right.
So it might even been late 1920s.
Maybe.
There was. This is my guess. I have found so many things around the house, as far as like shims and different things in the wall or behind things that was dates to like 1928, and I believe there must have been a large renovation here in 1928. Because there's so many things that we've been finding that people, they would use the newspaper for one thing or another. That was in 1928. And someone wanted to know, I think it was Gina, she wanted to know, do we still have Batty?
I haven't seen Batty since spring when I closed everything up.
He was in the in the dining hall.
Dining hall, yeah.
Yeah, he was in the dining hall. But my daughter occasionally hears bats in the wall, so I'm sure one of them is Batty. I saw a bunch of other things coming in. What?
I mean, we're not infested with bats. If we have, if we have one or two, maybe, but.
Right. No, it's not like there's like a pile of bats running through the house. Like I said that before, like you see in Scooby Doo where they're all coming out of the chimney. We maybe have a couple of them, and our house is huge, and there's no way to keep them out at this point.
Yeah, Chelsea, the freeze line in New Hampshire is like 4 feet. We got to go 4 feet.
How long approximately have you lived in the inn? Approximately just over a year in, let's see, September, October, November,
August,
December,
right?
January. Like a year and 5 months. A year and 4 months,
It was
maybe.
August 2021, right?
2021, yeah.
Yeah.
So like less than a year and a half. So we haven't been here that long. And because of since you probably don't know about that, you probably didn't hear either about, I had cancer, and I had surgery and all kinds of stuff that went along with it. So it was something that kind of like, even though I was sick and surgery and all that kind of stuff, he still did a lot of the work as far as like the foundation, but things kind of came to a standstill. But now, I've been recovering and I'm doing a lot better. And so we're excited about what's to come. And, we're kind of like getting back on the saddle as far as renovations and working towards our goals here. So,
Yeah.
so there's that little backstory.
Well, we're really excited about this year. I mean, there's a lot going on here at the end. Well, at the end, but also with my job, I'm kind of. I've been working with a master stonemason and for quite a while now, and I'm starting to kind of branch off, and he's really helping me because he's ready to retire, so he's helping me quite a bit, and I'm just excited about the outlook.
Yeah, for sure. Maddie asked, I think it was like, what's our next project at when the foundation is done? Well, in tandem, I think that, the foundation in the back is almost done.
Right.
But as far as up front, the porch has to come down. They have to remove the front porch, fix the foundation, put in drainage, put the porch back on. That's going to be a huge project. But on the inside, guys, bathroom.
Well, the other thing, we still have to do quite a bit of jacking, so.
Yeah.
And then for those of you that don't know what that means, we literally have to use jacks, bottle jacks and other types of jacks to lift parts of the house to properly support. And so I do have the new foundation section back here, but it needs to be jacked up. Some of the vertical supports in the house have been, the tails are rotted, which means as the tails rot, those supports drop, and they're significantly low. There's 2 of them that are about 8 inches low, and it really pulls on everything up above. So we're gonna lift that back up where it belongs, and I'm gonna repair the tails on those vertical supports and put them right on the foundation that we poured.
Yeah, it's quite a project. I mean, doing the foundation is clearly the most important. I mean, it would be silly and reckless for us to do any kind of major renovation here until the foundation is really settled, because it just doesn't make any sense. So, but I'm looking forward to it. Fortunately, I know you guys see a lot of the inn, like you see a lot of the parts that are really need a lot of work. You know, like the tavern and the ladies' parlor and all that stuff. We don't live in there. This inn is so huge that we're living in parts of the inn that's livable. Like right here, and you saw the tap room. This room's livable. Our kitchen's livable. You know,
Right.
our bedroom is livable. It's like, you know, it needs to be updated. It needs some, you know, we want to fix it up. We want to restore it, but it's livable. So, you know, it's not like we're living in total disarray here.
Right.
So, you know, it's fine until we can do what we can do. Like my kitchen, you know, I totally want to go in there and make a really beautiful, beautiful kitchen, but it's kind of like low on the priority list at this point. But that's okay.
Chelsea, the other thing with when you have lifting piers, it's not always a function of how deep they are. You need a proper footing too. So if you put a sonotube, for example, on the ground and there's no footing underneath it, it can move up and down in the earth. The footing should be, you know, say if you're using like a 8 or 10 inch sonotube, your footing should be, you know, 12 to 20 inches and 8 inches thick at the bottom. That prevents it from lifting up.
So that's pretty much as far as, I mean, there's a lot to do here, obviously. And we are excited. And I always think it's funny, too, when people say, oh, my goodness, I can't wait until it's all done. When do you think you guys are going to be all done with the renovations? And it's like, never, probably.
I always tell people.
It's an ongoing, lifelong, because we're not rich. I know there's a lot of people that go into these projects. Like I'm following a project on Instagram where these people bought this, an inn, and they clearly have a lot of money because it's like, oh, we bought this inn a year ago. And now it is like stunning. It's like gorgeous.
Right.
It's like beautiful. Everything they're doing a gorgeous job. You know what I mean? They're bringing in the experts. They're doing all the right things. Like
With
they're
us,
doing
it's
it.
like 20 years later.
They're doing
We're
it.
almost done.
But it's like, you know, they got money. We
With the
don't have money.
bathroom.
I mean, the guys, and when I say we don't have money, I mean, I'm not saying we're poor, obviously, but we don't have any debt either. We're really frugal with what we do and
Right.
and resourceful. So,
Our houses are never done.
but we don't
that
have
would
money
be-
to hire people to come and do all kinds of crazy work. Fortunately, you know, Micaiah is very handy.
Yeah. Well,
And we love this stuff. You know what I mean? Like we're here because we're passionate. We love it. We want to preserve the history and the integrity and the architecture of this gorgeous building and this beautiful village that we love. We've come to love this village. I want to save all the houses up and down the road here. I'm hoping
yeah, I don't
my
know.
kids can get one.
For me,
Yeah.
as a man, it gives me incredible fulfillment to do the projects around here. And I don't know. I guess we make a really good team because, you know, the things that she does, I don't do or I don't like to do, and the things that I do, she doesn't do or like to do. So we work together and we get it all done.
Yeah. Well, I did have a rough past several months, but you know, but that's not the norm. So
Well, I mean, with the exception of sickness and stuff like
Yeah.
that, we just try to work together.
yep. And I know there's so many people I see say things like, "Oh, poor Micaiah. Oh, that poor guy. Give him a break."
Yeah.
Like I'm out there going, get it done. It's like I can't tell you how many times I've said to my husband, like I'll say like vacation with this guy
Right.
is difficult because guess what? He doesn't like to sit still for 5 minutes, and he's always doing something and he's working because he loves it.
Yeah.
He
it's-
enjoys it. It brings enjoyment to him to be able to do those types of things. He loves it, guys.
Well, I was telling Evelyn the other day that, you know, I have a friend that, you know, contacts me quite often. He's a stonemason, and he likes to just ask me how my day's going on the job site that I'm on, and really we just start talking about work. And so she's like kind of chuckling, and she's like, "So after work you just talk about work?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean that's kind of my life, you know. It's like I enjoy what I do, and I enjoy work and completing projects and doing them well, and it's really fulfilling and enjoying. So to me, and I told her, like, I've spent most of my life at work, you know, so it's just how it is. I don't know. I don't
And
want to
you're
say
working.
men in
You're
general,
working
but
at
for
home.
me,
You're working at home a lot too. You really enjoy
Right.
doing this kind of stuff. It's fulfilling. Yeah.
Shirley came over to say hi.
Yeah.
Hi,
You guys see
baby.
Shirley just popping in here?
My good
She's just
girl.
over a year now. She's a very good girl. And never forget, you're doing important work. If nobody would do this, it put in the work, takes the risk. All these beautiful buildings. I can't
Yeah,
read the rest.
absolutely. All these beautiful buildings would fall apart, and all the history would be lost forever. Sadly, that happens
Yes.
too much.
Hmm.
But yeah, we agree. We both feel that it's very important work, and I love that in my day-to-day job, I'm doing really important work
Yeah.
as well. You know, I'm
Right. When he's not doing it here, he's doing it for
Right.
his livelihood elsewhere. I mean, he's up. He's constantly in old colonials, saving the foundations and timber framing, that kind of stuff. So it's like he's restoring old homes all around,
yeah.
not just here. So yeah, no, we definitely see that as part of it. I mean, actually, one of the biggest passions is that this is something that is like living history. We're living inside history, and it's just, oh, your dad's on here.
Yeah. Hey.
And that I just feel like I feel really passionate about it, and I'd love to learn about how people used to live in these old homes and how important, like, and the inns, the houses, the ordinaries, they called them, you know, these old houses, the inns that sat in the middle of town. I mean, a lot of times in the colonial villages, one of the things that was the first thing that would be built would be the tavern and inn, because it was a very important part of the community. This is where everything happened. You know, this is where people would come for entertainment, where people would come to what?
Just reading the comments.
Anyway, you know, it was just, this was a very big part of the community. So a lot went on here. It was the place to be. So it's just, it should be preserved. There's
Right.
not many of these left, and most of the time, if they are, they're like, you know, ripped, gutted out, cut up into apartments. You know, all that stuff is just gone. But this place, guys, a lot of this, especially this side with the tavern, ladies' parlor, ballroom and stuff, could be a museum, because it has so much of the original
Right.
parts that if it was restored, it could be a museum. That's how awesome it is. And it's like, it needs to be saved, it needs to be preserved, and people need to see it.
Yes, there are many houses in our little village here that are from the same time period as this inn.
Yeah.
Similar
Yeah.
time period.
Yeah.
I think the people that own the inn, Jackie knows more about it than I do, but they owned a lot of land around here. So over the years, some of it's been parceled off, and people have built, you know, newer houses. But I mean,
The village down, yeah, the village that we live in, it is the historic village, and a lot, I would say, basically all the houses down the line here are all part of the historic village. At
Yeah.
one time or another was like the doctor's house, it was the hospital, it was the tannery, it was the blacksmith shop, it was the post office, it was the general store. You know what I mean? They're all right here, up and down, right here in our village, and they're still here.
yep, Paul said, which brings me to my question, you're saving this house.
Yeah.
But what's happening to the houses around you? Are there more people doing this? Yes, but I think my opinion about why this house is sort of in the condition that it's in is because there's only been like 6 owners in 230 years, right? 6 or we
Yeah,
did the
a
math.
small
it was like
handful.
8,
There's a
8
small,
owners
less,
maybe.
probably less.
And it's so big that I don't know, it's just overwhelming. You know how you get, you let projects go, or you know, you can't afford to do the roof, so you wait a few years. But I mean, it's like, what about a 6,000 square foot house? I mean, how long do you have to wait to do a roof like that? So I mean, over the years, I think it's been band-aided quite a bit.
A lot of the stuff was closed off, and that's part of the reason I think that a lot of it was saved.
Right.
Is that people lived here for a very long time, and they just closed off part of the house. They didn't use it.
A lot of the houses in the area
Yeah.
are in better condition because they've been lived in and
Yeah.
maintained. And
I hope that because of what we're doing here, it will spur other people on to want to do the same. But a lot of the houses here in the village are still very original looking. I don't know as far as the inside. I've seen a few on the inside, but there's some houses that need to be saved, and someone come in and restore them and rescue them. I wish that we could do it to all of them. I definitely look at them and like just wish and hope and pray that someone will save them. I wish, like I said, I want to save them all, but I know I can't save all the houses. I gotta focus on this one. This one will keep us busy for a long time. But my son is actually very interested. My son, who just got married. If you know us and you watched this, our channel, Solomon, he just got married in June, and he's very interested in coming back and wants to save a house here down the road, and would love to have it. But it's it's in the Lord's hands. So we're even praying for some of these old houses to kind of come our way in one way or another. But yeah, it's a very cool village, guys. Beautiful old houses, lots of history here.
One thing we tried to do last time was
Hi, pretty girl. What are you doing? Tired?
I think we asked if anybody wanted to come on to the live stream. We'd bring you on the live stream and chat with us, and I think that would be fun.
Yeah, does anybody want to
that.
pop on? You can send a request to us if you want to just come on and say hi. We'll just...
Yeah, there's where's the
Where's the what?
The request.
So what they would do is they would send a request from their and they would say
There's a little
request to join live, and then we could pull you on if it works. I mean, I know we've
Right.
tried to do it. I think we tried to do it with someone, and it didn't work. It worked a different time. In Leominster, besides all the houses in your part, there are the Library Historic Society building and the Town Hall are also very old. Yes, guys, there are some beautiful old buildings here in town. Robin, thank you for bringing that up. She lives here too.
Yeah.
And so right down the road, there's some old churches, an old church, Universalist church turned into the town library, and it's really cool. I've been in there. My daughter's a part-time librarian there, so I've been in, and super cool. And the town office is in an old building. I'm not sure the history on that one though, Robin. Maybe you know. And then across the street from there is a gorgeous old church that's now the Historical Society. So yeah, there's a lot of old buildings here. This town is super cool, guys. Let's see. Question: is there a 3-seater potty room part of the public? What does it say? Public what?
public use in the tavern at the tavern.
You know what?
Definitely can. I think if anybody was willing to use it, I'd let them use it.
She's not asking to use it, dear. She wanted to know if it was part of the tavern. It could have been. I think that 3-seater is newer. It was a newer bathroom. Before there was indoor plumbing here. So maybe I don't know when that one was put in and how long that one was
I thought
there.
maybe she meant would we open it for
No.
Old Home Day or something? Just for
No.
old time's sake.
No, but we did find evidence of a privy that was probably out around the foundation, out behind our house, because we found so many things that are consistent with being thrown down into a privy. They used to use privies a lot of time as basically their garbage cans. So if things were broken or whatever, glasses, dishes, whatever, they would throw it down the privy. I don't see the request to join the live on my end. All right, well, maybe there isn't one, Nicole.
Well,
That's
you have
okay.
I think there's a menu.
Well, see, the thing is, babe, we're not going to join the request
No, I
our
know,
live
but-
stream, so it's not going to show it on our end.
Right.
That's all right. If you can't find it, that's all right. You guys don't have to join. That was just an option that you wanted to give, because
fun.
we did it one time before. Yeah, it was fun. Did we miss any questions?
No, Paul said he's the one that asked about the other houses in the neighborhood. He said he didn't want to bring down the mood, but it's a sad topic and he's genuinely interested. So.
As far as houses kind of
Yeah,
just deteriorating.
deteriorating.
Oh my goodness, word. I've said this before, that I've had to stop following some accounts and stuff online because they're constantly showing the sad, the houses that are being torn down and stuff, and it just really makes me upset. It makes me angry. It makes me it really just gets to me, because it's like people just don't understand. I feel it's almost like an arrogance that people have to think well, I'm just gonna tear it down. Who cares? It's my house, my. It's like, no, you know what I mean? These houses are gone. Once you're gonna be gone soon too. We're all gonna be gone, and then there's nothing left for the next generations. It's like, I don't want to be that person so arrogant to think that during my time I'm so important. My wants, my needs are so important that I'm gonna rip this down and I'm gonna tear it away so the
Right.
next generation wouldn't have it. I mean, I hate that attitude.
Right.
But anyway, I feel like we don't own this house. This house we are the caretakers. We are the keepers of the home until the next people come along or to the next generation.
Yeah.
Because,
I mean, I don't know. Everything about these old houses is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, you start peeling the layers off, and it's just incredible what the builders went through to build these things. I mean, it's unbelievable.
yeah,
The craftsmanship involved.
yeah, everything.
I mean, I'm looking at the wainscoting in this room.
Yeah.
It's literally a 2-foot wide board that's like 9 feet long. I mean, I don't even know if you could get a 2-foot wide
No.
board 9 feet long nowadays. You'd have to have a real special sawmill to do something like that. You
Yeah.
gotta find you gotta find a tree that big.
Right, they don't grow them that big anymore.
So-
These are all the old growth lumber.
Incredible.
Yeah, I mean, just everything, all of it. That's just it. We've talked about that before several times about how every single thing, like in these old houses, were handmade. Everything had hands all over it. You know what I mean? It's like even to like I said, the glass. You know, the glass was like rolled out, like cylinder glass. You know, they blow this glass and they roll it out on a cylinder. What's going on, Shirley girl? Yeah.
She's relentless with her need for affection and love.
Yes, she's definitely is that. She is.
She's a love bug. She's probably saying, let's go to bed, guys.
Yes, I am an early riser. We are early risers. I prefer it. That's something that I prefer. He does it because he has to.
Right?
But yeah, we're up by 5, maybe 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Because we have to. Well, I have to.
Yeah.
She does it because she loves me.
Yeah, I get up with him and I make sure that everything gets out the door with all the things that he needs. I was in Massachusetts a couple weeks ago, and my daughter informed me that Dad went to work without his lunch. You had left behind all your stuff.
I know.
I said, well, I wasn't there to tell him to take it.
Right. She's always telling me, do you have your snacks?
I'm like, do you have your phone? Do you have your wallet?
It's like,
So any other questions?
Paul said, and these little towns are amazing too. Living in the big city is nice, but these little communities where people know and care for each other are so important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no doubt. And the difference is so noticeable.
Yeah. I was saying too that I know everybody on my street. I can name them by names. I can go right down the end of the road in my mind, and I can start naming everybody all along my street. I can know all their names. I know everybody. You know what I mean? It's just I've never ever lived anywhere like this before, where I know all my neighbors. It's just really, really cool. I love it. I recommend it. Living in a small town.
Yeah.
Yep, I really love it.
I grew up in a small town in Romford, Maine.
Was
The
not
paper
as
mill.
small as this town though.
No, not as small as this town, but
Yeah.
there were towns nearby that were as small or smaller.
Yeah. Yeah, this is smallest town. Yep, Bethlehem.
Bethlehem. We actually went there once,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Well, you know, Gina, I used to live in Guildhall, Vermont. I don't know how far Bethlehem is. Bethlehem near Guildhall, Vermont?
I think.
Because when I lived in Guildhall, let's talk about a small town. I think when
Is there
I
a
lived
drive-in
there,
over there
where?
in Bethlehem?
I don't ask Gina.
I'm
But I
asking
lived
you.
in Guildhall, Vermont. And there was when I was a kid, and there was 75 people that lived there. 75 people. Little town, but a lot of old homes like this, small, beautiful old village of historic buildings and stuff. But I was a kid, so I don't really remember what it was like with neighbors and everything. But I do here. Any other questions?
I'm gonna try to rejoin.
Oh, you left
Kinda glitched
the
on me.
live. Oh, you left the live stream.
Yeah.
Let's see, we've been on for 49 minutes now. Yeah, well. Is Everett and Claire on? I know they mentioned they might pop on. They wouldn't say anything. But I'm curious if they're there. They're in Texas tonight. No, you can't tell who's in there.
So,
Well, guys, if there's any more questions, we probably will wrap it up and call it a night. Unless you have some more questions, I'll give you a minute. So, let's see. I would say, how many more people do we have on this time than we did last time?
it's doubled.
You think it's
Definitely
doubled?
Doubled. Yeah.
Hi, Trish in Texas. Yes, they told me it was cold. They said it was 25 there today. I was like, what? It's 25 here.
Wow.
We have a small drive-in that opened in the summer. Payment to get a... Oh, yeah. So, Gina, you're saying there is a drive-in there.
Well, the
Is it
reason I
still?
ask is I remember bringing.
Thanks,
we went
Beth.
there with my brother and his family once.
In Bethlehem?
All of us did. Yeah, there's one in Fairleigh, but there's if
No,
you
no, I
keep
know.
going, there's
Yeah.
another one in
Yeah.
Bethlehem.
Hmm.
We've been to it with the kids. When
Showing
our kids
27
were little.
views on my end, I believe. Yep, 27 here too, Nicole. Now, so glad you did the reminder. I'm glad that worked, Chelsea. What does it say? Is it
It says it is in DFW, but 10 in the Panhandle.
Oh, cold.
Uh-oh.
Is it cold? 10?
Oh, Dallas Fort Worth. Sorry.
Yeah. Wow. I know. And snow too down there. I heard snow down there. 27 on mine. Yeah, 27. We have 22 now. People are popping out because they know we're heading out of here. Unless you have other questions, we're gonna go.
I've
And
been to
I don't know.
Texas once, Trish. I've been to
Good night,
Decatur.
Paul. It was nice chatting with you too. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Paul.
Yep.
Appreciate the feedback.
No, it's ice coming down in Texas. Hopefully it melts on you guys soon. I think they told me that it was going to be like 60 this week. 20 in Springfield, Missouri, 30 miles away from me, Trish. Love the chat. Time for bed. Yep.
Yep.
Us too, Gina. Well, good night, guys. It was a lot of fun. We will do this again. I don't know when, but we'll schedule it. And hopefully the next time we'll be able to actually do it on the actual video that we actually set it on without all
Right.
that weird, crazy looping feedback.
Right.
Much love and good health to you both. Thank you so
you.
much. God bless you guys.
God bless you guys.
Good night.